You've spent hours in the backyard. You've got the high-value treats, you've watched the tutorials, and you've poured your patience into your dog. But when you step outside, the progress vanishes. Your dog pulls, ignores your recall, or reacts to every stranger on the street. It's frustrating, it's embarrassing, and frankly, it feels like you're doing something wrong. Here is the truth that most trainers won't tell you. You probably aren't a bad trainer. You are likely just falling for the 5 most common psychological traps in canine education. These mistakes aren't just slowing your progress, they are actively undoing the work you're putting in. In this video, we are going to look past the hacks and dive into the actual canine psychology of why your dog learns, why they forget, and how to fix the 5 biggest mistakes that are ruining your dog's behavior. Mistake number 1, the inconsistency trap. The first mistake is something I call the inconsistency trap. Canine psychology is built on predictability. Dogs are pattern-seeking machines. They don't understand context, they understand outcomes. If you tell your dog down when they jump on the couch, but then let them stay there when you're watching a movie, you are teaching them that down is an optional suggestion. When you are inconsistent, you are essentially gambling with your dog's brain. Every time you allow a behavior one day and forbid it the next, you are reinforcing the idea that your rules change based on your mood. This creates a dog that is constantly testing boundaries because they have learned that no might actually mean maybe. To fix this, you need a unified front. If the rule is no couch, it must be no couch 100% of the time. Consistency isn't just about discipline, it's about clarity. Clarity equals calm. Mistake number 2, punishment versus the fear response. Mistake number 2 is the reliance on outdated punishment models. Many owners believe that if a dog behaves badly, they need to correct them, usually through yelling, leash jerks, or intimidation. But let's look at the science. When a dog experiences fear or high-intensity stress, the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for the fight or flight response, takes over. When the amygdala is active, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for learning and executive function, effectively shuts down. You cannot teach a dog to be calm if you are using methods that trigger their panic response. You aren't teaching them to behave, you're teaching them to fear the consequences of being caught. This leads to a suppressed dog, not a trained one. True training isn't about control, it's about cooperation. Mistake number 3, the marathon session. We often think that more time equals more learning. We go for hour-long training walks or spend 20 minutes straight practicing stay. But canine attention spans are not like ours. Dogs, especially puppies or those in high-distraction environments, have a very limited threshold for focus. After about 5 to 10 minutes of intense mental work, most dogs hit a point of diminishing returns. They start to get bored, frustrated, or overstimulated. When this happens, they start offering random behaviors, hoping one of them gets a reward. If you continue the session, you are actually training them to be frustrated. The secret to professional-level training is keeping sessions short, frequent, and most importantly, ending on a high note. Always stop while they are still having fun. You want them to be hungry for the next session, not relieved that the training is over. Mistake number 4, skipping the socialization foundation. Mistake number 4 is a misunderstanding of what socialization actually means. Many owners think socialization means letting their dog run up to every person and dog they see. In reality, true socialization is neutral exposure. It is about teaching your dog that the world is a boring, safe place. If you constantly reward your dog for interacting with every stranger or dog they meet, you are accidentally reinforcing an over-arousal habit. You are teaching them that every environmental trigger is a reason to get excited. A well-socialized dog is a neutral dog. They can walk through a park, see a squirrel, see a stranger, and check back in with you instead of fixating on the stimulus. Teach them that they don't need to react to the world, they just need to navigate it alongside you. Mistake number 5, expecting results too fast. Finally, the fifth mistake, the human ego problem. We live in a world of instant results. We want the fix, not the process. Dogs need a process called generalization. If your dog learns to sit in your quiet living room, they have not learned to sit in the busy park. They have only learned to sit in the living room. Dogs are poor at generalizing information. You have to teach the same command in 10 different environments before the dog truly understands the concept. When you get frustrated because your dog isn't listening in public, you're blaming them for a gap in your own training structure. Be patient. Build the foundation in the house, then the yard, then the quiet street, and finally, the park. Training isn't a task to check off your list, it's a language you're building with another species. When you stop making these 5 mistakes, inconsistency, heavy-handed punishment, marathon sessions, forced socialization, and rushing the process, you'll find that your dog isn't just obeying better, you'll find that they are actually thinking better. Which of these 5 mistakes have you been making? Be honest with yourself. I know I struggled with the marathon session trap for years with my own dogs. Leave a comment below and let me know your biggest training hurdle right now. If you want to keep exploring the science behind your dog's mind, make sure to subscribe. We're decoding canine behavior, one mistake at a time. Thanks for watching.